Hello again. 2 years ago, Carey Burke, president of Disney's General Entertainment Content, announced to everybody in the company that her two children were sexually abnormal. Of course, she didn't put it quite in that way, but in a Zoom call to all employees at Disney, she told staff that one of her children was transgender and the other pansexual, which is a fancy modern expression meaning bisexual. Personally, I would hesitate to share that much information about my own children with the world, but you must bear in mind that Miss Burke is American, and they do tend to be a little more open about such intimate family information than us repressed British folk. Having told everybody at the company for which she works, Carey Burke revealed with enthusiasm that her family situation had caused her to realise that there were not enough homosexual characters in Disney films, and that this was a situation which cried out to be rectified. She realised too there were not enough black and disabled people in their films either, and she intended to make sure that in the future half the new films would feature homosexual characters, black people, or those with disabilities. I'm explaining this in plain language, although of course it was dressed up in jargon which referred to LGBTQIA and other underrepresented minorities. In the description to this video, I give a link to a clip of film which shows Carey Burke, head of Disney, making this peculiar announcement. I say peculiar because, of course, homosexuals and transsexuals make up a tiny percentage of people in both Britain and the United States. Around 2% of adults are gay or lesbian, and there are, of course, also bisexuals who represent a good deal less than 2%. Why anybody in his or her senses should think that we need to make sure that half the films made by a company which specialises in children's entertainment should feature homosexuals or racial minorities is an interesting point. Perhaps Miss Burke was inspired by the fact that in order to be in the running for an Oscar these days, films have to have black or other ethnic minority characters in leading roles, or to have black people in senior roles within the company which made the film. This Disney initiative is something along the same lines, and so far is proving very successful in that the company is turning out such films, but the targeted market is not responding with any great enthusiasm. The live-action version of Little Mermaid, which featured a black girl in the role of the mermaid, was a flop, as have been several other productions which shoehorned in homosexuals and black people. This is, of course, certainly a trend these days. In Britain, one of the most popular children's television programmes used to be Doctor Who, which last week broke new ground with a homosexual, mixed race and mixed species kiss, something which even Disney has not yet managed to work into any of its films. All the signs are that the viewing public do not want to pay to go and see children's films at the cinema, which are deliberately designed to promote homosexuality to their children, and one does rather see the parents' point of view. This is, though, definitely an idea whose time has come, and Disney and the BBC are not the only big corporations who feel that this kind of thing is the way forward. It remains to be seen just how popular all this will prove with viewers in the future.